Okej, dobrze, no to dzień dobry, witam na webinarze odnośnie produktu Logsign. Ja nazywam się Ewelina Michałaciuk, jestem product managerem w firmie Security. Jako firma zajmujemy się dostarczaniem produktów związanych z bezpieczeństwem cybernetycznym oraz oferujemy outsourcing IT, a tematem dzisiejszego spotkania jest jeden z oferowanych przez nas produktów, czyli Logsign. Jest to intuicyjna i łatwa we wdrożeniu oraz używaniu platforma SIEM SOAR, Threat Intelligence oraz UEBA, która pomaga organizacjom poprawić cyberbezpieczeństwo, zapobiec zagrożeniom, zapanować nad chaosem w firmowej infrastrukturze IT, a także zapewnić zgodność z normami i regulacjami. Narzędzie odpowiada za gromadzenie i przechowywanie logów, a także ich indeksację w celu późniejszej analizy i umocnienia zabezpieczeń, ale wszystko to już dokładnie przedstawi Syed, który jest solution architektem w firmie Logsign. Jest on również entuzjastą cyberbezpieczeństwa z ponad 20-letnim doświadczeniem w branży informatycznej. No także zapraszam do wysłuchania oraz zadawania pytań. Syed, the floor is yours now.
Thank you so much for confirming. So before we proceed with the presentation of the solution, the platform that we are offering, that is a unified security operations platform. So the idea of today's webinar is to spend 15 to 20 minutes on the presentation. And once we are done with the presentation, we'll jump to the product demonstration. And at the end of the webinar, we'll definitely take any questions you may have. You can please save your questions, or you can also post your questions on the chat box. So to proceed with the background of the platform, until last year at Logsign, we were offering two different solutions. One was the Logsign C, and the other was the Logsign SOAR. However, we decided to merge these two solutions on a single platform. This enhancement, this change, you can say it came as a recommendation from Gartner, who had been advising us for this for a while, and some of the requirements from our partners and customers. So what we did is we are offering now the capabilities of a SIEM with threat intelligence platform, UEBA, threat detection, investigation, everything on a same platform. So that helps your organizations to improve cyber resilience, reduce risks, and avoid chaos. So you will see during the presentation and demonstration that this is a single, fast, unified, whole scalable platform offering you all the capabilities of different solutions on a single platform. Speaking about the organization, Logsign has been in the industry for more than 12 years now, and we are known to provide efficient, smart, and clutter-free cybersecurity solutions. As you can see, we have our presence in the US, in Europe, in Middle East, and Asia Pacific region as well. So Logsign was founded in the year 2010, and we came up with our own log management tool in the year 2013. And after that, in 2015, you can see that we went ahead with the advanced and emerging technologies like big data, NoSQL, Hadoop embedded in SIEM. In 2017, we also launched our threat intelligence platform. And after that, in 2018, comes the Logsign SOAR platform. We also started providing SOC lab and co-management services. And then in 2021, we expanded our outreach in the international market, starting with EMEA and the Asia Pacific region. And in 2022, just the last year, we launched our UEBA platform, UEBA solution, and multi-tenancy and unified security operations platform we launched in 2023. So in the coming year, we are going to have our cloud technologies launched into early 2024. And I'm also very glad to inform you that we are an organization who's followed by almost all the security authorities and independent research companies like Gartner, Forrester Now, KuppingerCole, Cybersecurity Excellence, and more. We have been placed in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant report for 2 years in a row. And then you can also see that we have been recognized as a solution which is easy to use, which is a high performer and easiest to set up by G2. You can also see other rewards and recognitions that are showered on us here. And you can also see some of the Gartner peer reviews available on the Gartner portal. So here is the use case, or we would say the challenge that is faced by most of the organizations. You can see this is in line with the NISA threat landscape, where the organizations have to deal with different threats and vulnerabilities like social engineering attacks, threat against data, ransomware, malware, supply chain attacks, and more. If you speak about the Logsign user platform, you can see a list of all the stakeholders and how exactly the benefit and what is the potential that is offered by our platform. So right from the head of marketing who works for the brand management and brand protection, the human resource officers who deals with insider threats, our platform not only helps chief legal counsels, CFOs, and CIOs. However, even the CEOs of any organization can benefit from our solution, from our platform, who have to deal with general business risks, highest level view of risk pertaining to overall business operations. So if you speak about the beneficiaries or the stakeholders who can benefit from our platform, so we cover almost all the stakeholders in the organizations who can benefit from our platform. So let's see how exactly the Logsign user platform works here. When we say that we have provided you the Logsign user platform by integrating all the Logsign native tools like the security information and event management system, that is a SIEM solution, threat intelligence, UEBA, threat detection, investigation, and response, everything on a single platform. So as I mentioned, that all these tools are developed by Logsign, and we are not dependent on any third-party solution in order to bring you this platform. So just like a nervous system integrates and processes information from various parts of the body to coordinate a response, this platform integrates and processes information from various security tools in your organization to identify and respond to threats in real time. So you get the capabilities of a next-gen SIEM, threat intelligence, UEBA, threat detection, investigation, and response, everything on a single platform, so that not only it helps you with the log management, TI, and UEBA. Using the same platform, you can also perform fully automated and semi-automated actions in order to deal with any kind of threat, vulnerabilities, or attack. Let's see how exactly the Logsign user platform differentiates, as we offer holistic approach to strong cybersecurity strategy. So you know that when you bring in separate tools together, it doesn't cut it. They are considered unified, but don't create a whole solution for your organization. So in case if you're using a SIEM from one vendor, SOAR from another one, threat intelligence platform from another vendor, so here you face a challenge where you will have to deal with different vendors, you have to navigate among different consoles, and if you have any information made available in a threat intelligence platform, it will be a bit challenging for you to do any kind of correlation by taking information from the threat intelligence platform, integrating it with your SIEM platform. So here, since all these solutions are offered on a single platform, it provides you a holistic view of all the events which are generated, which are triggered in your infrastructure. I've already explained you how Logsign is a unified whole platform. And the other thing which you will see during the demonstration is that the platform we offer is very easy to use. It is a user-friendly platform, which means that in case when you want to write any search queries, you want to do any kind of correlations, you want to create custom reports or dashboard, you really don't need to know any kind of query language. It can be all done from the UI. The other thing that you need to also consider when you plan to procure a security solution for your organization is to also see that the solution should be deployed easily. So with Logsign, the deployment is really hassle-free with minimum effort from your side is required, as all the assistance for the deployment is provided by our technology solutions team. Unlike other solutions, it will not take you a few months to deploy the solution. It can be done in few weeks with all the assistance, as I mentioned, provided by your solution team. And then you will also see during the demonstration that Logsign USO platform being a Hadoop embedded solution, it is really fast. And then we are also using one of the fastest search tools which is available in the industry right now, so that when you write queries, when you do correlation, you get results out of millions of events within milliseconds. Apart from that, we are also offering a completely stress-free sizing with no hidden costs, which means unlike other solutions or vendors out there in the industry who have a limit on the number of the log sources that you can integrate with their platform, or there is a limit on the amount of EPS, with Logsign, there is absolutely no limit on the amount of EPS the platform can handle, and no limit on the number of log sources you can integrate with our platform, which really makes it a hassle-free sizing. Let's see the functions of the Logsign USO platform at a glance. As you can see here, the platform is offered with different capabilities, with a log management capabilities that fulfills your requirement for a SIEM solution. You also get the capabilities of reporting and compliance on the same platform. You get hundreds of reports from different vendors out of the box made available on the platform. You get reports for different compliance purposes like GDPR, PCI DSS, ISO 27001, HIPAA, GLB, SOX, and more. And with this, you also get the threat intelligence platform integrated available on our platform. Then you get the capabilities of incident response so that you can perform fully automated or semi-automated actions. Data lake is there so that you can start integrating and collect a lot of information on our platform. Threat detection is easy with Logsign because we offer 500 plus built-in data correct correlation rules and 200 plus alert tools in order to help you with the detection. The alert tools are also developed in line with the MITRE ATT&CK and cyber kill chain framework. And the automation and orchestration capabilities that comes from our SOAR experience helps you to perform fully automated and semi-automated actions. And again, with the same platform, you get the UEBA feature. We'll talk more about it when we proceed further. Incident case management also made available on our platform so that you don't have to rely or depend on any other third-party tool. Incident management is really easy with Logsign, which we will see in detail when we move to the demonstration. With all these, you get a higher level of security analytics for different dashboards like threat intelligence, analytics related to network, identity management analytics, analytics related to file shared activities, databases, alert tools, and more. With this, you always have an option to create any custom dashboards based on your requirement. Let's see the functions again of the Logsign USO platform at a glance. So you can see here that the Logsign USO platform integrates seamlessly with all your existing security operations center tools, which means that all your existing network devices, your on-prem applications, application hosted on the cloud, attack simulation tools, operating system, databases, and more, they all can be integrated with Logsign in a seamless manner. And how exactly we have been able to achieve this? We have been able to achieve this using 500 plus predefined integrations offered on our platform, out of which 400 plus log collection integrations made available and 100 plus response integrations offered, so that not only you can collect the data from different log sources, you can also perform fully automated actions so that you can block or unblock an IP on the firewall, you can block or unblock a URL, you can shut down a computer, you can reboot a computer, you can kill a process, you can delete a file, or you can enable network isolation for a host. All these can be done using the response integrations. And just in case, if you don't see the kind of integration that you're looking for in our out-of-the-box log collection offered on the platform, you really don't have to worry about it because we offer free plugin services and our product team can help you to develop any custom passes based on your requirement. Let's go ahead and take a deeper look. So speaking about the superpower data lake, since Logsign is a Hadoop embedded solution, it has a lot of advantages which helps you with the scalability of the platform that can help you with horizontal and vertical scalability. So for instance, you have a system which has 5,000 EPS. So the EPS amount can change, which means it can increase or it can increase or it can decrease. So you can always scale the architecture with Logsign as and when needed. So in case if it increases from 5,000 to 10,000 or 15,000, in this case, you can easily add new nodes and servers to scale the architecture to handle more EPS amount. And also as vertical, you can have role-based or service-based scalable and redundant architecture. I'm speaking here about a scenario where you can have first node only for collecting events, the second one for monitoring, the third node for detection, and the fourth node for response. So this helps you really to scale the architecture up to enterprise-grade scalability very easily. And deployment of the solution with clusters and high availability is also very easy because we offer high availability active plus cluster architecture. Since it is an on-prem solution, you get long-term data storage anytime. As per your requirement, you get advanced data retention for hot and cold data anytime. Also, it is really fast and simple to deploy the solution in hybrid environments as well. In case if you plan to deploy the solution in a distributed network, you get high-capacity data collectors called as Logsign leaf. You can consider Logsign as a tree. These leaves will collect the data, the events from the remote offices and send it to the Logsign USO platform that is deployed at your headquarters. And then this is done completely in a secured and encrypted manner. Filtering the data and reducing the noise with Data Policy Manager offered with the Logsign USO platform is really easy. And then with all these, you get the demo mode, which is nothing but a simulation mode of Logsign, where we offer 400 plus built-in data collection samples made available for different devices, which means that even before you integrate a device, you can enable it from the simulation mode and see how the data categorization is done, how normalization is done, what dashboard rules can be created, so that it gives you the opportunity to understand how exactly a device would work with Logsign in real time, even before you integrate it with Logsign. Log management, again, as I mentioned, we offer 400 plus predefined data collection integrations in order to help you to collect data from a lot of different devices, and 100 plus predefined detection and response integrations that helps you with performing fully automated and semi-automated actions. And yes, we have already discussed about the free plugin and custom parsers. So here we are using advanced parsing and indexing technique to provide and enrich the data in real time so that it is easy to work with normalized and classified data. And once the data is data normalization is done, you can do data manipulation and modification manually. We are using different integration methodologies on our platform so that you can read from a file, from a folder, logs from your database, or any of the logs of your apps which are hosted on the cloud. So everything is possible with Logsign. Let's speak about the threat detection and investigation. As I mentioned, we are using one of the fastest search tools which is available in the industry right now that helps you with the threat detection and investigation. So using the search feature, you can do a drill down, full text advanced and Leucine search so that it responds to your queries in milliseconds. You can investigate correlated and enriched data. You can do threat hunting for hidden threats, IOCs and IOAs. You can do validation of threat levels, incident triage, along with the forensic investigation as well. And all this is supported using the alert tools, which are developed in line with MITRE ATT&CK and Cyber Keychain framework. You can see more details related to any incident where details are provided with the risk score so that you can your analyst can look at it daily and total and do the analysis of the artifacts. You can also see attacker's origin along with the map and names of the countries. The alert tools that we have made available on our platform are developed for different categories for threat and anomaly detection, zero-day attacks, phishing, brute force, malware, DDoS, persistence, reconnaissance, threat, traffic, vulnerability, and more. Let's see how exactly the enrichment and correlation is done in Logsign. We understand that you need readily information available in order to do any kind of correlation. However, it is more important to get the information in a more efficient manner that can help you to do some kind of comprehensive lookup. So we are using different enrichment techniques here in order to provide you more information. We are using asset and identity enrichment. We are also using geolocation, position, and services. Apart from that, we are using context and custom enrichment, which is supported by behavior enrichment. Threat intelligence feeds helps you with the threat intelligence enrichment in real time using 40 plus well-trusted global TIPs. Apart from that, we are using network position and branch services and instant data processing. So let's see an example here. From the firewall, you can just see the IP interface details. However, this is not enough for you to make a detailed and comprehensive lookup. So we enrich the data here in a form where it can show you the username and hostname matching the IP address. Other information that you see here is coming from the geolocation. Position is coming from the network services. You can see the Active Directory username coming from the instant data processing, and behavior-related data coming from the behavior analytics capabilities of Logsign. The enrichment is also supported using 500 plus predefined correlation rules developed using different methods like cross-correlation, historical, rule-based, behavior, vulnerability-based, and more, with an option to create any custom correlation in the bucket in order to fulfill any specific use case based on your requirement. Speaking about the threat intelligence, yes, we have got more than 7 years of experience on our threat intelligence platform, where we use 40 plus well-trusted global TI feeds to enrich the data and provide you details related to TIs and insights to detect threats and attacks in real time. The platform also offers the user entity and behavior analytics capabilities so that you can do complete analysis and provides you comprehensive information about the assets and the users based on their behaviors. Here, you can see details of the users. You can see the user urgency, the risk trend for the last 1 week, along with their present risk score and the total risk score and the risk trend to see whether it is increasing or decreasing. So if you speak about the use cases, the UEBA can help you to monitor users' access to critical data. It can help you to prevent botnet infections, stop data exfiltration, detect risky user, and watch list user behavior in order to identify insider threat actors. With all these, you get a high level of security analytics. You get hundreds of dashboards for different categories. And also, it is really easy to customize and configure new dashboards using 24 different widgets and powerful wizards. Here we have the role-based access control that can be done by admins so that you can decide which team member will perform what kind of action on the platform so that you can restrict their access to specific modules. And then you can perform dynamic search filters on the dashboard. You can drill down search on dashboard itself and customize the time frame so that you can see the analytics, maybe for the last 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 hours, yesterday, 24 hours, last week, or even last month. And here you also get the incident case management feature on our platform, which is in line with the NIST incident response framework. So if you look at the life cycle here, the incident response life cycle, here's where you can see the details. So as and when you perform any kind of action on any incident, you will see a progress on the incident life cycle that is completely based on the actions that you're performing on the incidents. So within the incident management, for any specific incident, you get details related to the incidents in the form of artifacts. You can see the details like the assets and identity management. You can see the incident timeline, incident summary, and detail views. With all these, you get visual cards that helps you with the investigation, detection, and response. Incident response can be performed in a fully automated or semi-automated manner based on the response integrations that are done on our platform so that you can perform fully automated actions. So that you can block or unblock an IP address on the firewall, you can block or unblock a URL, you can shut down a computer, you can reboot a computer, you can kill a process, you can delete a file, you can enable network isolation for a host, everything in a fully automated manner. And yes, there could be some incidents which require manual intervention where you would want your security team, your security analyst to do the analysis and then decide the kind of action that they want to perform on the incident. So that is definitely possible using incident management and semi-automated responses. And with all these, you get hundreds of built-in reports for different compliance purposes like GDPR, PCI DSS, ISO 27001, HIPAA, GLBA, and more. And it is easy to create and configure new reports. You can create the reports and export it to your system in seconds. You can automate and schedule the reports so that you can set it to be sent through scheduled email in a regular way. You get hundreds of built-in compliance reports, and ad hoc reporting is also possible here. And even here, the delegation is possible by the admin so that you can assign different roles for your team members to manage different things on the platform. So these are the plans that are offered by us. If you are looking at the plans right now, you will see that almost all the plans that are offered by us, except for the essential plan, there is absolutely no limit on the number of log sources and no limit on the amount of the EPS the platform can handle. So the plans that are offered by us are completely based on the features which you would need based on your business requirement. So here is a list of our trusted customers. We have 600 plus happy customers coming from different countries based in 4 continents, and these are some of the well-known brands in the industry. And you can always stay in touch with us. You can feel free to register on our support portal, that is support.logsign.net. It has a lot of information about our platform. You can see product guides, knowledge-based articles, and I'm confident you will also see answers to almost all your how-to questions. You can also sign up on our academy, that is academy.logsign.com, which is our e-learning platform where you can sign up for free, take up courses, and get Logsign certified. And at the end of this presentation, I would like to mention that we have a very high customer satisfaction rate of 98%. And how we've been able to say this, we are continuously sending customer surveys where we get the response of our customers. And based on those surveys, we can say that we have a very high customer satisfaction ratio. So this brings us to the end of our today's presentation. Please let me know if you have any questions or we can jump to the product demo. It looks like we don't have any questions, so we'll continue with the product demonstration on the dashboard. I hope you all can see my dashboard now. Evelina, could you please confirm if you're able to see my dashboard?
Yes, I am able to see your dashboard.
Thank you so much for confirming. So as I mentioned during the presentation, that the first thing that you need to also consider when you procure a solution for your organization's cybersecurity posture is to ensure that the solution should be deployed easily. So with Logsign, the deployment is really easy and the installation is done using a single ISO file. You don't need any license for the operating systems or the databases. So you need a dedicated server, and we can recommend you the system specifications based on your requirement. And then once the installation is done, the next step would be to start integrating the log sources in order to collect the data that can be achieved using the data collection. Here's where you will see a list of all the log sources integrated on our platform. You can see the device type, the device name, details of the device like the IP address, the details of vendors, and other information. I'll show you how exactly easy it is in order to complete the integration. You just click on the option to add a device. And here is where we are offering 11 different integration methodologies on our platform so that you can collect a lot of data from different devices. For network and security devices, we mostly use the syslog integration. Once you've selected syslog, you'll see a list of vendors here. All you have to do is simply select the name of the vendor, and you'll see a list of their products. Select the product, provide the IP address, give a device name, click on save, and the integration will be done. So you will see that the integration of almost all the products from different vendors can be done within few clicks. And then if you want to integrate any of your applications which are hosted on the cloud, you can use the API integrations. These are some of the out-of-the-box integrations available under API. You can integrate Office 365, 365 Management, Google Workspace, you can see ForcePoint, Blue Code, you've got Sophos XDR, SentinelOne, Tina, and more. And in case if you plan to integrate your PostgreSQL, SAP, or IBM DB2 databases, you can use JDBC within API. If you want to collect logs from your databases, you can simply use MS SQL or Oracle integrations. In case if you want to read from a file or a folder, you can use SFTP and Samba Share based on the operating system. And for an agentless integration to collect events from Microsoft Event Viewer for workstations and servers, you can use the WMI integration. And in case if you want to collect logs for different network devices for different flow types, you can do that using NetFlow. And then if you want to collect logs for file management activities, you can use FileOrbis or GTB. I also spoke about deployment of our solution in a distributed network. So if you operate from more than one location, all you have to do is deploy the Logsign leaf at your remote location so that it can collect the events from the log sources which are available there. You provide the IP address of your leaf, give a device name, and all the events from your remote site will be collected and sent to the Logsign USO platform in a completely secured and encrypted manner. I would like to show you the demo mode. So this is the simulation mode of Logsign, where we offer 400 plus built-in data collection samples available in the simulation mode. So what's the use case for it? Say you're using a Fortinet firewall and you want to change it to Checkpoint. So before you even integrate Checkpoint, you can just come here and enable Checkpoint and Logsign USO platform and start generating the sample logs so that you can see how the normalization is done, how the categorization is done, what dashboard rules can be created. So you will be able to see this everything even before you integrate the device with Logsign. The next integrations here are the response integrations. So these are the integrations that are used in order to perform fully automated or semi-automated actions. And we are following an API approach here in order to complete integrations for different devices like EDRs, different tools like DLPs, firewalls, IDS, IPS, NAC, databases, and more. Consider a scenario where you're using a Aruba virus controller. You can simply come here and click on configure. You provide details like the API details in order to integrate Aruba with Logsign. And once this is integrated with Logsign, you can perform all these actions. Like you can delete an endpoint by MAC. You can delete an endpoint by ID. You can delete an external account. You can delete a guest account. You can perform all these actions in a fully automated or semi-automated manner from the Logsign USO platform in order to deal with any kind of error. And then in case if you have integrated your TrapMine, again, integration is really easy. You provide only the API details here. And once this is integrated, you can perform all these actions in a fully automated or semi-automated manner to deal with any kind of threat and vulnerability based on the alert rules. You can reboot a computer. You can shut down a computer. You can kill a process. You can delete a file. You can enable network isolation hosts and perform all these actions. If you're using Telegram and you want to send a message to your team members on Telegram to notify them about specific alerts, you can simply integrate your Telegram here. If you have subscribed for an SMS gateway, you can also trigger SMS from our platform in order to notify your team members over SMS. Once you have integrated your email, okay, you just have to provide your SMTP server details, and once this is done, you can trigger emails from our platform for any specific alerts. And then if you're using Microsoft Teams, you can also integrate it and start sending messages on Microsoft Teams. If you're using a firewall, you can simply trigger fully automated or semi-automated actions in order to block or unblock an IP on the firewall, you can block or unblock a URL. So all these can be performed from the Logsign platform in a fully automated or semi-automated manner using the API integration. And speaking about the data collection, just in case if you don't see the kind of integration you're looking for, in the out-of-the-box library that is offered by us, you can use custom plugin option in order to create a custom plugin by yourself. You simply have to provide a product name. You can select the parse method. You can parse using a rule, using regular expressions, multiple rules, key value, JSON, W3C, and more. And as I mentioned, that if you're using any hybrid solution or a tool for which you want us to create a custom parser, our product team will be always available to help you. Let's move to the search feature. So once the data collection integrations are done, you will see that all the events on your platform will appear here. You can see 4 million events on my platform with the specific duration. If you want to filter the events for a specific duration, like say last 1 hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, you just click on the duration, click on apply, and you will see the events are filtered based on your selection. You can see different events here with different colors and categories showing the different severity levels. Again, you can filter the events until last 24 hours, today, yesterday, last 3 days, last week, or even last month. If you want to filter the events between specific date and time durations, you can simply select the date and time from here, and the events will be filtered based on your selection. On the search feature, you also get the time analysis options so that it will help you to do time analysis for the events for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or even last 1 minute. So how exactly this helps you? This helps you to identify if there is any peak in the number of events in your infrastructure so that you can simply focus on that peak. So once you have selected the peak, you can see that the events are filtered here. You can see the number, and it will help you to identify if the events are triggered from a specific log source or a specific source IP or a specific user. So this will definitely help you with the analysis. As I mentioned during the presentation, we are using one of the fastest search tools which is available in the industry right now. And when you perform any kind of search, it will give you results in milliseconds. And searching here, writing your queries and doing any kind of correlation is really easy. It is like searching something on Google. You just type the keyword. I want to see all the events categorized as attack events. Just click on search. Just type a keyword, click on search, and you will see all the events. Out of millions of events, I've got 147,000 events which are categorized as attack event. And click on any of the event, and all the information related to the events are made available here. You can see details related to the source, like the source IP and other information, details related to the destination. You can see the event map. You can see information related to the alert category. Why exactly it is considered as an alert? You can see the internal attacker host connection to external attackers detected. You can see event information, event source, where exactly the event is triggered from. It is coming from firewall. This is the collector type that is used. You can see the type and details of the vendor of the event here. All the information related to the event is made available, and you can also see if there is any micro attack technique identified in that specific alert. You can see the details here. Now, the most important thing here is that Logsign being a Hadoop embedded solution, there is some advantage here where regardless of where the data is coming from, normalization in Logsign is done in a standard manner, in a standard way, and all the information is clearly segregated and provided to you in nested column architecture. So this is the advantage of Logsign being a Hadoop embedded solution. Now you can use all this information from the nested column in order to write any query, or if you want to do any kind of correlations. So out of 147,000 attack events, I want to see the attack events where this is the source IP. I just click on it, and you can see the source IP is added to the search bar. I click on search. Now, out of hundreds of thousands of events, you can see I get the result where I have attack events from this source IP, and the total number of events is only 3. So how fast it is, where it can give you results within milliseconds. Okay. And here, in case if you want to refine your search, you can add some more information and filter the search. So out of 3 events which were categorized as attack events, I have only 1 event where this is the source IP and where this is the destination IP. In case if you want to fine-tune your search, you can add some more Boolean operators to your search query, like and, or, not. You can use round braces, square braces, and curly braces in order to write your own search query. And once you've written your search query, If there is any complex search query, you don't have to remember it. You can simply use a search query, you can copy it and then save it on our platform under user mini queries. So this is where you can see predefined mini queries on our platform, which you can use in order to perform any kind of search. Here's the predefined mini queries, and these are the user mini queries. So you can also add your own mini query here, give it a name, and it will be saved on our platform. And whenever you want to bring up the mini queries, just type @sign, and you will see a list of mini queries. All you have to do is simply select the query, click on search, and the events will be filtered based on the mini query that you're running. And here you can filter the events based on different categories. Like you want to see the event categorized as virus events. So here's a list of events. And even here, if you want to see the virus events only, maybe for this user, click on search, and you can see out of 35,000 events, I've got only 418 virus events. Furthermore, if you want some more parameters to be added on your query, you can see this is how easy it is in order to do any kind of correlation. So out of millions of events, we have been able to drill down to 10 events categorized as virus events for this user with this host name. If you want to filter any malware events, you want to bring up any malware events, just type the keyword malware. You can filter the events based on behaviors as well. Maybe I can say, I want to see the events categorized as suspicious. Out of millions of events, these are the events categorized as suspicious. Why? You can drill down and see why exactly they are categorized as suspicious. And then maybe based on criticality of the events. So based on alerts, I will simply say, I want to see the events categorized as critical. And here's where you're seeing all the events categorized as critical. Why exactly critical? You can see more information related to the specific event and why exactly it is categorized as critical. You can see here it says categories categorized as content aware protection. Okay, content threat is detected. So wait here. Somebody's trying to join us. Okay, let us come back again. And here again, if you want to see any events where any specific file type was used, you can simply type the extension of the file like star.mp4, doc, or PDF. And you will see all the events where the specific file type was used. And then you can see the source and other details from where exactly the event is triggered from and the location where the specific file was viewed. And in order to make your life easy, we have got the smart filters made available for you. Okay. So the smart filters will help you to do some kind of comprehensive correlation. So out of millions of events, I want to see the events for specific source IPs. You can see the source IPs along with the counts. So I want to see the events only for the specific source IP. I just click on search, and out of millions of events, I've got 31,000 events for this specific source IP. If you want to do any correlation and see if there are any events where this is the source IP and this is the destination IP, just click on search and you will see all the events. We have got only 10 events where this is the source IP and this is the destination IP. So this is how easy it is. And once you've applied your filters, if you want to create a report, you can export all these details in a report with different report types like group, table, histogram, map, and more for any kind of reporting purpose. And then you can use other smart filters. Maybe you want to see events for a specific user. All you have to do is simply select the username, click on search, and it will show you all the events for the specific user. You can see it here. Similarly, you can also filter the events for a specific host name. You can filter the events based on map type. What kind of events you want to see? You want to see session events, user events, file events, URL, DNS events. Just click on search. The events will be filtered based on your selection or the smart filter that you've applied. Similarly, if you have integrated a lot of vendors on your platform and you want to see events coming from a specific vendor, just select the vendor, click on search, and it will show you the list of events for a specific vendor. And then here is an option where you can modify the result fields for the events. You can see if you want, you can also add or remove any kind of details that are shown for the events. Once you've applied your filters, you can simply jump to the dashboard, and here's where you're seeing the default dashboard with an all event time histogram for past 24 hours. You can see the events categorized here as information events, critical, warning, notice event, and more. You can see the events categorized here based on the context, like web attack events, analytics, application, security, identity, system, object, or network events. You can see events categorized based on the type of events, database events, attack events, file share, DNS, URL, and more. Events categorized based on the actions, login, logout events, access granted or denied event. They are all listed here. If you scroll down, you will see the total events on our platform, alerts in the last 6 hours, and the critical events. And from the dashboard itself, you can drill down and see if you want to bring a list of events for any specific category. Maybe I want to see the events for database. You just click on the dashboard and it will take you to the list of events for this specific category. While the events are loaded, I would like to show you the other dashboards which are offered on our platform. So here's where you see the threat intelligence. Threat intelligence, as I mentioned, is offered on our platform, in which we have more than 7 years of experience. You can simply come here and enable threat intelligence from the enrichment section. And once this is done, you get analytics related to threat intelligence. You can do a complete threat intelligence analysis here. It will show you details like the threat messages, categorized as malware, attack, or others. You can see suspicious intelligence severities with IP address and the count of events in your infrastructure. If you want to bring up the events, just click on it and it will show you the events just like this. And then if you scroll down, you can see external malicious source IPs along with the details of count, external malicious destination IPs along with the details of the count of events here. And then you can also do a complete threat intelligence overview. You can see the time analysis here with the actions which are performed on your firewall. And you can see the most active threat source and destination countries along with the map and names of the countries here. And if you want to perform a search for a specific IP, you can do that from the search feature. You can customize the time frame of the analytics so that you can see the analytics for the last 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, or even last 3 days, last week, or even last month. And it is also really easy to customize the dashboard. If you want, you can customize the analytics from here. You can add new widgets here, or you can create your own custom dashboards using 24 different widgets. And then there are other dashboards which are offered out of the box on our platform. If you've integrated your EDR with Logsign, it provides you comprehensive information related to the endpoint activities like detected virus file names along with the details of the objects. You can see the top infected sources along with the IP addresses and their events. You can see top infected host and thread details along with the source host name and the count of the events. You can also see top endpoint security events here along with the source host name and the type of the activity that is identified on the EDR. If you have integrated your security suite with Logsign, you can do a complete security overview from here. You can see security activities categorized as spam, virus, malware, device, scan, attack, and more. You can see the risk by event source, risk summary by severity, and you can see external risk activity by source and destination countries along with the map on names of the countries. There are other dashboards that helps you to fulfill your requirement for different use cases, like database control. If you have integrated your databases, you can see complete information related to the activities on your databases. You can see the MS SQL general events like deleted, altered, selected, login success, and failed events along with the event count. You can see MS SQL type and action. If you want, you can bring up a list of events just by clicking on that specific type. You can see top MS SQL activity details here that provides you details on the MS SQL statements that were committed on the database along with the database name, object name, and the source username. That provides you comprehensive information about the database activities. You can see the identity management dashboards here, VPN user overview that helps you with the remote workforce management. You also get the MITRE ATT&CK dashboard, analytics related to network. You can see file access control. You can see file shared activities on the dashboard. Provides you information related to file share time analysis, shared folders. You can also see file share events along with the source admin details and the details of the shared name and the object details along with the source IPs as well. And yeah, you also get the capabilities here to see the system events itself. You can see the CPU utilization, disk utilization, EPS, and memory utilization of the Logsign server itself. And with all these, you get dashboards related to alerts. You can do a complete alert tools overview from here. You can see the suspicious object time analysis with unique alert counts along with the IP addresses. You can see alert timeline analysis with unique object counts. You can see they are all mentioned here based on the alerts which are triggered. This will show you top notable alerts so that you can focus on those alerts and other information related to action object analysis so that you can drill down up to a single source from where the alert is triggered. And as I mentioned again, you can create custom dashboard, you can configure a dashboard and add a new entire category for your organization, and then create custom dashboards using 24 different widgets based on your requirement. Now let's see the reports feature. So as I mentioned, our platform comes with hundreds of reports made available on the platform for different products offered by different vendors, and we offer different reports for different compliance purposes as well. So if you want to install reports for different vendors, you can see almost all the vendor reports are made available, like Checkpoint, you've got Cisco, Fortinet, you've got Exchange, Huawei, IBM, McAfee, Microsoft, and more. The reports can be installed with a single click here. So once you've installed the report, all the reports will appear here. You just have to click on the option to see the report here. And here's where you can filter the reports based on categories like general reports, custom, compliance, and vendor-specific report. You can filter the reports based on compliance like FISMA, GDPR, PCI DSS, ISO 27000, and more. You just click on the compliance and the reports are filtered. If you want to generate a report, you can simply click on a report, and with a single click, the report is available for you. What I'm generating now is a PCI DSS report for all deleted user events. You can see the data ranges here. If you want to report maybe for the last 12 hours or maybe for the last 24 hours data, you just select the duration and the report is filtered based on your selection. Here's where you can see the report is made available for different users. And if you want to create a report only for a single user, you can use the smart filter and then generate a report for a specific user. You can use all these smart filters in order to filter the data of the report. And once the report is available, you can simply generate a report, extract it in PDF, Excel, CSV, or HTML format. And the report will be prepared in real time. While the report is being prepared, I would like to show you the other reports based on different types. We offer different types of reports on our platform, like grid report, table report, histogram, map, correlator, and more. You can simply click on the type of the report and simply generate the report based on your requirement. So here's where you're seeing a report with top 50 countries with malware, spyware, and virus use. So this is the list of the countries along with the map and names of the countries. Okay. So let's go back and see if our report is ready. So the report is being prepared in real time. And once it is prepared, you can download it to your system. Okay, it is completed. Or you can send an email to someone with the report from here. And once you no longer need the report, you can delete it. You can download the report to your system. And within seconds, the report will be made available. And then there are other reports that you can create for yourself. You can create custom reports for different types like group, table, histogram, map, correlator, group plus, and more. And again, you can create an entire report block for your organization and keep adding new reports here based on your requirement. If you're sending reports on a regular basis to your security team, to your executive team, or any other stakeholders, you can simply schedule the reports so that you don't have to repeat the task of sending the reports again and again. Here's where you can create a schedule. Maybe you want to create a schedule for identity-related reports. So I will collect all the identity events with the data range since last week, and I can simply select the export type. I want the report in HTML format. Repeat rate. So you want the schedule to repeat every day. Okay, I can say that. You can select once every day, every week, or every month. You can select the schedule. You can say, I want the report to be sent from tomorrow, maybe at this time. To all these users, all you have to do is just select the users to whom you want to send the report and set the expiry of the schedule. You want the schedule to expire after 3, 7, 14, or 30 days, or say disable so that you can come back and disable it later. So this schedule will trigger a name report with identity, and the name is identity, with all the identity events with data from last week in HTML format. Every day at this time, it will be sent to all these users. And in case if you want to schedule multiple reports, you can simply come here and keep adding the reports. So I'll say I want all the identity events in my report. With that, I want the malware events recorded. And then maybe I also want VPN report for all VPN events. I can keep adding the reports. And similarly, just like we did for a single report, we can select the data range. Maybe I'll say I want data since last week. I want the report in HTML format. I want to repeat it every week. Maybe I will say starting from a Monday, I want the report to be sent to all the users at this time. And here's where you select the users. And you can again set the expiry if you want the report schedule to expire after 3, 7, 14, or 30 days, or come back and say disable so that you can come back and disable it later. So this will trigger a weekly report with all these reports with data since last week in HTML format every week on a Monday at this time to all these users. So this is how you can automate the report sending in multiple scheduled way. Okay. And yes, we have also got the offline reports made available. So if you want to generate any offline reports, you just provide the description of the report, write your report query here, and you can use the cold data. You can use your archive data in order to generate the report. And whenever the report is ready, you can also select the users who will be notified when the report is ready from the archive. So this brings us to the end of the features for the reports. Let us see the platform's capabilities that can help you to perform fully automated and semi-automated actions to deal with any kind of threats, vulnerabilities, and attacks. Before that, I would like to show you the correlation rules which are defined within the bucket. So we offer 400 plus built-in correlation rules for different categories. You can see they are covered for brute force. Different use cases are covered. You can see deleted users, privileged users, excessive email senders and receivers. You can see host downloading large data in last 1 hour, 24 hours. You can see ICMP, post scanners, multiple login failures, or successful login happening after multiple login failures. Okay, so they are all covered here within the custom correlation rules in the bucket. And if you want to create any custom correlation rules, you can surely add them in the bucket from here and fulfill your use case that you have in hand. And they all can be enabled using a single click. And then we have got the alert tools. So these are the alert tools which I was speaking about during the presentation. So 200 plus alert tools, which are developed in line with MITRE ATT&CK and Cyber Keychain framework. So you can see different categories which are made available here for brute force. You've got 10 different use cases covered. Brute force on MS SQL, Oracle, REP, VPN, and more. You can see DDoS. You've got 17 different use cases. You've got collection, command and control, honeypot, malware, persistence, reconnaissance, threat, traffic, vulnerability, and more. And then you also have an option to create a new category for your organization and create any custom alert tools based on your requirement. Now, based on the alert tools, we can actually decide what we want to do. Either we want to perform fully automated actions or we want to trigger any incidents. So this can be all done using the action rules. So here's where you can see the action rules which are made available on the platform. These are some of the sample action rules which are created. So here you can see these are the 2 alerts coming from different categories for which the response that has been defined to be performed in a fully automated manner is to use Trapmine and shut down a computer. It is really easy to customize the action rules and create your own action rules. You can have multiple alerts and single action, multiple actions for single alerts, and both ways is also possible. So let me show you how exactly you can create an action rule in order to deal with any kind of threat and vulnerability in real time based on the alerts that are triggered. You just click on the option to add a new action rule. And here is where you can just give a name of your action rule and select the alerts for which you want to define fully automated actions. So in my case, maybe I'll take an example of brute force related alerts. I'll select all the alerts. Now, once the alerts are selected for which I want to perform fully automated actions, I'll just click on next. And here is where I define the actions that I want to perform in a fully automated manner for all the alerts that are triggered. Here is where you will see the response integration, the tools that are coming from the response integrations. And for brute force attack, maybe the standard practice would be to use LDAP integration and then disable the user. So what user to disable? I'll simply say the source username that is identified using which the brute force attack is happening. And I can select the duration. If I want to disable the user temporarily or permanently, I can do that from here. So I'll say disable the user for 12 hours. What could be the next standard option? So here, once the user is disabled on the LDAP, I would want to use Trapmine, and I would say enable network. You can perform all these actions. You can shut down a computer, you can kill a process, you can delete a file and perform all these actions. However, the action that I'm selecting here is to enable network isolation for the host on which the brute force attack is identified. So I'll simply say select the destination host here. And then user ID, the user ID will be again selected from the alert itself. I'll just say submit. So now here you can see the actions that we have defined in case of brute force alerts triggered. The first action that will be performed is the user will be disabled on the LDAP. The second action, using Trapmine, we are enabling network isolation for the host. If you want, you can define other actions. Say maybe you want to notify your team members over email about this specific alert. So you can simply select the users to whom you want to notify about this alert. You can also add other email addresses here and click on submit. Or maybe if you want, you can also use your firewall integrations, and then you can block the IP address on the firewall. You can simply say use my firewall and block the IP. What IP to block? Use the source IP which is being used in order to perform the brute force attack. Okay, you simply say source.ip. Okay. and you want to disable the IP address temporarily or permanently, you can do that from here. Okay, so maybe you can say you want to block it temporarily or permanently. So this is how you can define the actions, and at any given point of time, you have the option to come back and modify the action rules based on your requirement. You can add or remove the action rules. Okay. Now, let me show you whenever any kind of incident is triggered. If you're triggering any incidents for any specific alert, you can deal with them from the incident management. So here's where you can filter the incidents, just like we filtered the events, and then you can also do the analysis for the incidents from here. And here's where you can use the filters in order to filter the events. You want to see open or closed incidents, incidents based on priority. Maybe I want to focus only on incidents categorized as high priority. So here's where you can see the incidents are filtered based on my selection. You can also filter the incidents based on the category. You want to see alerts or incidents coming from malware, traffic, threat, identity, and others. Or you can also filter the incidents based on the owners. These are your team members who are working on the incidents. If you can simply click on any user, click on search, you will see details of all the incidents where this user is assigned as the owner of this incident. And again, you can also filter the incidents based on the contributors. So these are again your team members who are added as contributors on the incidents. So here's a list of incidents. Let me pick up a random incident and show you how exactly it works. Okay. So here's where I'll say I'm picking up an incident where the case is threat intelligence host alert connection to internal network. So it says that there is an IP address that is identified in my threat intelligence as a host that is trying to establish connection to the internal network. You can see the owner is admin here. If you want to assign this incident to other team members, you can do it from here. You can also add contributors. These are your team members who will be added as contributors to this incident. This is where you can see the incident lifecycle, which is in line with the NIST incident response framework. So at every time when you perform any kind of action, it will show you where you are progressing and what stage you are on. And once the incident is resolved, you can close it from here. You can give a reason and also your comment. If you look here, you can see that there is an IP address that is identified as an action object. You can see the total rich code that is assigned to the specific incident. You can see the responses, incident count, and artifacts related to this incident. So here the artifact says that there is one host and 3 IP addresses identified as artifacts related to this incident. You can see the IP addresses and the host details here. So if you know that this IP is used by a user in your organization or anyone else, you can add them here as artifacts. You can add artifacts like user, host, URL, IP, file, or hash. Just give a name here. Select the user. Okay, type in the username, and it will be added as artifacts. You can see the artifacts now show that there is a user which is added as an artifact to it. And if the incident is using any MITRE attack technique, you will also see the details related to MITRE attack here. And if you want to collaborate with your team members, you can simply type comment, which will appear within the incident summary. So when any kind of action is performed, you can see the action is recorded along the name of the analyst, along with the name of the analyst and the details of the actions that are performed. If you scroll down, you can see the incident details, you can see the incident timeline and intelligence map. So it says that this is an IP address which is identified in my threat intelligence and it is originating from this specific country. Here's where you can see the activities related to the specific incident. You can see the network activities where the source IP is trying to establish connection with any destination IPs using these ports. You can see the alert triggered with the date and time here along with the timestamp, and you can see the source and the port details from where exactly it is triggered. Once I've done the analysis and if I want to do any kind of remediation, I can simply click on the quick action button. So here is where again you will see the response integrations made available for you. Now, what I understand here is that my threat intelligence says that this is an IP address originating from a specific country with a bad risk score. However, I want to do some analysis. I want to ask VirusTotal get me the IP reputation. I provide the IP address here. And without moving away from the platform, you can see the analysis is done. And I'm getting the result from VirusTotal. Action is again recorded along with the date and time and the name. So here it says that it is originating from US. My threat intelligence also said that this IP originating from this specific country. And here is where VirusTotal says that 11 out of 89 people says that this is an IP address with a bad risk score. Now, I want to do further analysis. Maybe I want to check the risk score of this IP address with another service provider. So maybe I can ask abuse IPDB in order to get me the IP reputation. So here's where, again, it also says US. Okay, my Threat intelligence also said that this IP is originating from US, and VirusTotal also said that this IP is originating from US. And it says that this is an IP address with a bad risk score. So once I've done the analysis, in order to do the remediation, I can simply click on the quick action button, and maybe I can use my firewall integration and simply say, block this IP on the firewall, maybe temporarily or permanently based on your requirements. So this is how you can perform semi-automated actions and manage the incidents using the quick action button. So we have almost completed the settings feature, dashboard, search, reports, and incidents. The last feature which I would like to present is the UEBA feature. So the user entity and behavior analytics feature is also offered on our USO platform that provides you comprehensive information not only related to the users, but also the assets in your organization based on the behaviors. So if you remember, we have seen the behaviors here, and based on these behaviors, the risk score will be assigned to the assets and the users in your organization. So it is really easy to work with UEBA and in Logsign. All you have to do is simply integrate your LDAP server. Just click on the option to configure here and provide your LDAP server details. And you can see there is absolutely no limit on the number of LDAP servers which you can integrate with Logsign. And once the LDAP server is integrated, you just come here and synchronize the assets from your LDAP. And here's where you will see all the details of the assets coming from your LDAP server. Similarly, you can also synchronize the identities from your LDAP, and all the details of your users will be made available here from the LDAP. Now, once this is done, as I mentioned, using the correlation rules which are defined within the bucket, the risk scores will be assigned based on the behaviors and the activities performed by the user. So this gives you a comprehensive lookout about the behaviors of the users and the devices and the incidents that are created. You can see the metrics of incidents and behavior for the users and assets for the last 1 week with a time interval of 15 minutes. So if there is any time interval highlighted in blue, you can understand that there are some behaviors recorded. If the time interval is highlighted in yellow, orange, or red, you can understand that there are some behaviors. And if you want to look at the incidents, the incidents are there when the time interval is highlighted in yellow, orange, or red. And you can access the incidents directly from the time interval. You just click on it, and it will bring up the list of incidents available during that specific time interval, so that you can directly work on the incidents from here. You can see the top notable users and the devices here based on their risk score. This is their present risk score, and the risk trend. You can see if it is increasing or decreasing. Here's the incident that we have been able to bring up from the UEBA matrix of incidents and behaviors, so that you can do any kind of remediations if you want. And if you click on any of the user, you can see more details related to this user coming from the LDAP. If there are any events recorded for this user, any kind of errors or incidents, they will be all shown here. And here is where you will see the matrix of incidents and behaviors. So presently, I don't see that there are any behaviors recorded for this user. If there are any behaviors, you can see all the incidents and behavior here in the timeline until last week. That will help you to understand how exactly the risk score is calculated. So whenever any behavior is recorded, it will increase the risk score. And when the behavior is not repeated for a specific period of time, the risk score will be reduced. Similarly, when an incident is created for a user or a device, that will increase the risk score of the user or the device. And once the incident is resolved and closed, that will reduce the risk score of the user or the device. So this is how the risk score is calculated. And this will help you to identify any of the risky users, insider threat actors, based on the risk score and the risk trend of these users, which is provided in a comprehensive manner in the UEBA feature. So we have almost completed all the features of our product. We have seen the dashboard, we have seen the search, incident feature, risk reports feature, UEBA, and settings as well. So this brings us to the end of our today's session, today's webinar. I thank you so much for your time and patience. If you have any questions, you can please feel free to ask me, or you can post it on the chat box. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Syed. I will switch to Polish for a bit. Okay, to dziękuję bardzo za wysłuchanie webinaru i obecność. Jeżeli mają Państwo teraz pytania, to jest to dobry moment, aby zadać je Syedowi. Lub jeżeli pojawią się one później, to też mogą się Państwo z nami skontaktować. Ja już tutaj też na szybko udostępnię ekran. Okay. I tutaj na slajdzie widoczny jest mail oraz strona internetowa nasza, właśnie jako Security. I tutaj mogą Państwo do nas napisać z pytaniami, chyba że też mają już Państwo z nami bezpośredni kontakt, więc wtedy śmiało można pisać bezpośredniego maila już do mnie, czy też do koleżanki Anastazji zazwyczaj. Także tak, jeszcze kończąc, chciałam wspomnieć o promocji, którą mamy do końca tego roku dla produktu Logsign, a mianowicie jest to promocja wyższy pakiet w cenie niższego, jest to promocja dla nowych klientów. No i tutaj ten pakiet, no to będzie wyglądać tak, że na przykład licencja Guard będzie w cenie tutaj pakietu Business, pakiet Advanced będzie w cenie pakietu Guard i tym podobne, i przy tym jeszcze jest wdrożenie za darmo. Także jeżeli chcieliby Państwo otrzymać taką wycenę, no to poproszę w takim razie o wiadomość i wtedy przyślemy Państwu poglądową ofertę. No i z mojej strony to wszystko. Także